Here is a number worth sitting with: 69%. That is the estimated share of routine paralegal tasks that AI can automate right now, today, with tools that require no coding, no IT department, and no special technical background. Document review that used to take 3 weeks can now take 3 days. Legal research that consumed an entire afternoon can now take 45 minutes. And a case chronology that once meant hours of manually sorting through PDFs and emails can now be assembled in under 20 minutes. If you are a paralegal and you have not started paying attention to this shift, the window to get ahead of it is closing. Not because AI is coming for your job, but because the paralegal who knows how to use AI may very well be coming for it instead. This is TechSignal HQ. Real tools, real workflows, real results. You're closer than you think. Welcome to TechSignal HQ. This is AI for the paralegal professional. If you are competent at your work and skeptical about AI, you are exactly who this episode is for. Let us start with the fear, because it is legitimate and it deserves a straight answer. The fear is this: if AI can draft documents, conduct legal research, review contracts, and build timelines, then what exactly is left for a paralegal to do? That is not an unreasonable question. It is actually the right question. And the honest answer is that AI is going to change this role significantly. Pretending otherwise would be a disservice to you. But here is what the research actually shows. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects 4 to 14% growth in paralegal positions through 2032. Law firms are not planning to eliminate paralegals. They are planning to reallocate them. The tasks being automated are the ones that consume the most hours and require the least judgment. Manually entering billing data, sorting physical binders, sifting through 10,000 documents to find the 300 that matter, responding to the same category of email 50 times a day. What AI cannot do is recognize when a rarely cited procedural argument changes the entire strategy of a case. It cannot read a client and know when to push and when to listen. It cannot exercise the kind of contextual legal judgment that comes from years of working inside a firm, watching attorneys think and understanding what actually matters in a given courtroom. Those things are yours. AI is not taking them. What is actually changing is the baseline. The paralegals who thrive in the next 5 years will not be the ones who worked the hardest on tasks that AI can now do faster. They will be the ones who freed up that time and redirected it toward work that requires a human in the room. That is the shift. There is also a legitimate concern about accuracy, and it is worth naming directly. AI has generated fabricated case citations. It has hallucinated legal precedents that do not exist. In one documented instance, 8 out of 9 case citations in a court filing turned out to be entirely made up. This is a real risk. But it does not mean AI is unusable. It means AI requires a skilled human reviewer, which in a legal context is you. The paralegal who understands AI's failure modes is not made obsolete by AI. That paralegal becomes more valuable because they know exactly where the guardrails need to be. The confidentiality concern is real too. Feeding sensitive client information into an unsecured external tool is a genuine ethical and legal risk. Every use case we cover today assumes you are working within tools your firm has approved, or that you are anonymizing sensitive details before using general-purpose tools. When in doubt, check with your supervising attorney before you begin. That is not a disclaimer. That is just good practice. Here are 5 specific ways paralegals are using AI right now with the tools, the prompts, and the outcomes you can expect. Use Case 1, e-discovery and document review. The task is sorting through large volumes of discovery documents to identify what is relevant, flag privileged communications, and surface inconsistencies. The tools are Everlaw and Relativity, both of which have built-in AI features designed specifically for legal document review. These are not general-purpose chatbots. They are purpose-built platforms that use natural language processing to understand legal context. An example prompt you might use inside these platforms: identify all documents referencing the contract amendment dated March 2022. Flag any that contain attorney-client communications, and surface any documents where the stated dates conflict with the established timeline. The expected result: a reduction in review time from several weeks to several days. A document set that would have taken a paralegal team 3 to 4 weeks to manually process can move through AI-assisted review in 3 to 5 days. With human reviewers focusing on the flagged materials rather than reading everything from scratch. Use Case 2, legal research. The task is finding relevant case law, statutes, and regulations for a specific legal issue, quickly and comprehensively. The tools here are Lexis plus AI and CoCounsel, both integrated into existing legal research databases that paralegals already use. CoCounsel, in particular, was built specifically for legal professionals and cites its sources with every response. An example prompt: act as a paralegal in a civil personal injury case. Conduct legal research on the standard for duty of care in slip and fall cases in the state of Ohio. Summarize the most relevant case law and statutes, and provide citations with case names and page numbers. The expected result is comprehensive, cited research in 30 to 45 minutes instead of 4 to 6 hours. The output still requires your review and verification before it goes anywhere near a filing, but the initial groundwork is done. Use Case 3, contract analysis. The task is reviewing contracts for missing clauses, deviations from firm standards, and risk language that needs attention. The tools are Kira Systems and Diligent, both designed specifically for contract analysis in legal environments. They can process contracts in bulk, which is particularly useful when a transaction involves multiple related agreements. An example prompt: act as a paralegal reviewing a commercial lease agreement. Identify the top 5 issues rated as high, medium, or low risk. Flag any missing standard clauses, inconsistent terms, or provisions that favor the landlord disproportionately. Format the outputs as a summary table with section references and suggested areas for attorney review. The expected result: a clause-by-clause summary with flagged risks in 10 to 15 minutes, compared to 2 to 3 hours of manual review per contract. The attorney still makes the judgment calls. You arrive at that conversation with the analysis already done. Use Case 4, case chronology building. The task is constructing an accurate sequence timeline of events from PDFs, emails, filings, and other documents, which is foundational for trial preparation and case strategy. The tools here are Paxton AI for general litigation and Supio for personal injury matters. Both are designed to extract date and event data from unstructured documents and organize it into a coherent timeline. An example prompt: extract all key events and dates from the attached documents, including emails, medical records, and court filings. Organize them into a chronological timeline. Flag any date gaps, inconsistencies between documents, or missing records based on the sequence of events. The expected result is a clean, accurate timeline in 15 to 20 minutes, compared to 3 to 4 hours of manual assembly. The AI also catches anomalies, like a document dated after an event it claims to precede, that are easy to miss when you are reading sequentially under time pressure. Use Case 5, Legal Drafting. The task is generating first drafts of memos, demand letters, correspondence, and other legal documents based on the facts of a matter. The tools are Spellbook, which integrates directly into Microsoft Word and is purpose-built for legal drafting, and ChatGPT with carefully structured prompts for more general correspondence tasks. An example prompt: draft a legal memo arguing that the statute of limitations has not expired in a breach of contract case involving a written agreement executed in New York. Include an introduction, the applicable legal standard, supporting case law, and a conclusion. Do not assume any facts not stated here. Cite only verified sources and flag any areas where additional attorney review is required. The expected result is a structured first draft in 10 to 20 minutes, compared to 1 to 2 hours of starting from a blank page. The draft will have gaps and will need attorney review. But the structure, the legal framing, and the initial research scaffold are done. You are editing, not starting over. Here is a real example of what this looks like when it works. At a mid-sized litigation firm, a paralegal team was preparing a motion to dismiss in a case that had already consumed significant resources. The supervising attorney was skeptical that there was a viable procedural argument left to make. The team used an AI-powered legal research tool to run a broad search across case law that the standard manual research process had not surfaced. The AI returned a set of cases, including several that were rarely cited and had been overlooked in prior research. On their own, those cases looked like footnotes. But one of the paralegals on the team recognized that a particular procedural argument embedded in 2 of those decisions, read together, applied directly to the posture of their case. That argument became the cornerstone of the motion to dismiss. The motion succeeded. The AI found the cases. A human recognized their value. That is the combination. The AI did not win the motion, but without the AI, the research path that led to the winning argument might never have been walked. You do not need to overhaul your entire workflow to start getting value from AI. Here are 3 specific things you can do in the next 7 days. Action 1. Run one real research task through Lexis plus AI or CoCounsel. Take a research question you are already working on, one you know the answer to or have already done manually, and run it through one of these tools. Use the prompt structure from Use Case 2. Compare the output to what you found manually. You are not outsourcing the work. You are calibrating your trust. You need to know where the tool is accurate and where it needs your correction before you rely on it under pressure. Action 2. Upload one contract to a free trial of Kira Systems or Diligent. Both platforms offer trial access. Take a contract you have already reviewed, run it through the tool, and see what it flags. Look for what it catches that you caught. Look for what it catches that you missed. And look for what it flags that turns out to be a non-issue requiring your judgment to dismiss. That last category shows you exactly where your expertise adds value in a workflow that includes AI. Action 3. Draft one piece of routine correspondence using Spellbook or ChatGPT. Pick the most routine letter or memo on your list this week. A demand letter, a follow-up correspondence, a document request. Use the prompt structure from Use Case 5. Time yourself. Compare the result to what you would have written from scratch. Note where the draft needed significant correction and where it was close enough that your primary job was editing. That comparison tells you exactly how much time you can realistically reclaim on similar tasks going forward. None of these 3 steps requires approval from your firm, a budget request, or a technology committee. They require a free trial, a real work task, and 45 minutes of your attention. Start there. Here is what the research keeps coming back to, stated plainly. AI is not coming for paralegals. It is coming for the parts of the paralegal role that no one actually went to school to do. The binder sorting, the repetitive data entry, the 10th hour of document review on a Tuesday afternoon when your real skills are sitting idle. Those tasks are leaving, and what is left behind is the work that requires you to actually be good at your job. The strategy, the judgment, the client trust, the ability to look at a set of cases and see the argument hiding inside them. The paralegal who thrives in the next 5 years is the one who treats AI as a capable but imperfect tool that requires skilled oversight, not as a threat and not as a magic solution. You already have the legal knowledge. You already have the professional instincts. Adding AI proficiency to that foundation does not make you redundant. It makes you formidable.